Hey, today I have a lot of stories I want to say over this next couple of minutes. And the very first story I'm going to be sharing today is the real life story of a man called Steve Harvey, who is currently relatively a celebrated comedian and talk show host and inspirational speaker. But do you know that there was the time that Steve Harvey was living in his car for years? Not because he loved it, but because that was the only thing he could afford. That is the story of Steve Harvey for years. So let us sink in that the tough seasons of your life does not necessarily have to define you. And back to Steve Harvey, currently he's been successful, has media companies, and his net worth, based on what I found online to date, is about $200 million. Despite that extreme hardship, so much that you don't have a hope to sleep, you have to sleep, like live in your car for years. But he learned three things. He learned timing, he refined his craft, and he stayed hopeful. Three things. So I'm just asking that's the content of today's teaching. Three things. You learned timing. Understand that there's something called timing. It might just be that your time has not come for certain things. And prepare yourself for the right timing for yourself. The second thing that Steve Harvey did was he refined his craft. It's important for us to refine our craft. He's a comedian. He's a talk show host. He worked on himself until he became somebody people wanted to listen to. Same way for you, the content today is understand timing, refine your craft. I'm a doctor, for example. It took me 4 years to do residency in psychiatry, refining my craft before I was fully licensed, like to see a patient on my own. That is in addition to 6 years of medical school. That's a minimum of 10 years of training for me to be able to be, okay, you can now see a patient on your own without being supervised. So refine your craft if you have to. If you take 10 years, if you take 1 year, if you take 1 month, whatever time you need, refine and keep working on it. And the third thing that Steve Harvey did was he remained hopeful. Stay hopeful. Don't give up. Don't give in. Life is tough. Life is hard. And honestly, we all have tough seasons, no matter how rich or poor you are. And again, I don't want us to judge ourselves by how successful we are in comparing ourselves with other people. Compare yourself with yourself. Be the best version of yourself based on where you are right now, based on the situation and circumstances that life has thrown to you. You may never be somebody else. You are not supposed to be. And you might not be designed for some things, but they are definitely something unique that you are designed for. Recognize it, see it, and put in your best version, the best effort to be that best person that you are meant to be. Okay, so we are moving on today to page 38 and 39 of the Adapt and Advance book. If you've not gotten your copy, please do. All my YouTube videos, or most of my 15-minute videos, are pulled from 2 pages of this book at a time. So if you have it, you can follow along and you might just look at it and see something. If I show you my own copy, I write on it every page. I underline it as if I'm not the one that wrote it. So I'm still learning from it. Get new stories that buttress the points in the book every single day. So today we are looking at learn from your mistakes and start fresh today. So it doesn't matter what mistakes you have made. You can learn from them and you can start fresh. And today we are moving on to chapter 4. So chapter 4 starts on page 38. And today we are doing 38, 39, which is the first 2 pages of chapter 4. And the title for chapter 4 is Failing Forward Paying Tuition to the School of Life. And failure, as painful as it is, could be giving us important information. In the book, it says by embracing failure as a teacher, you can build resilience, grow from setbacks, and move closer to achieving your goals. So don't see failure as an enemy. It's counterintuitive, but failure actually can be our friend. Embracing setbacks as opportunities for growth help us to see failure not as an enemy, but as part of the big picture, as part of the big process. And when we see failure that way, our attitude changes and we know this thing, there's something in it for me beyond the layers that looks like failure on top. There's deeper success. There's a bigger picture, right? If I can peel this layer like an onion, we peel off that layer of failure one after the other, the shining success is right inside of it. Book on page 39, I talked about two people, Bill Gates and Richard Branson. That's why I said I have a lot of stories today. I have 4 stories of other people that have succeeded despite the failures that life threw in their paths. And the first one was Richard Branson, who is a very successful person today and owns the Virgin Group of companies. He said in his own words, and I quote, "Do not be embarrassed by your failures. Learn from them and start again." Don't be embarrassed. And he had the experience. He started Virgin Cola. I don't know if any of you know about it. We don't know about it because it was a failed attempt or a failed company. He started Virgin Cola. Yes, it was a big flop. But after that, he went on to build a multi-billion-dollar empire because he did not give up. And his quotes ministered to him. He said, "Do not be embarrassed by your failure. Learn from them and start again." Don't be embarrassed by them. Learn from them and start again. And personally, one story I've shared again and again and again is, that I've failed multiple exams, but one of the biggest hits that really hit me so hard because I knew I did my best was my USMLE1, which was the entrance exam for me to get residency space in the US. It was a big hit. I was like, I will never do it again. Fast forward, I did it again the next year and I passed well. Got into residency, completed residency. If I did not view that failure as part of the bigger picture, I would not be able to move forward. Like I decided I would not take it again. So many people make that decision and they really don't. And it puts a cap or a limit on how far they can go in life, especially if that is part of their journey for them to overcome. Another story on page 39 is Bill Gates, who also was one time the richest man in the world, I believe, billions of assets. Also started a company called Data that failed. It's a failed business venture. I don't know. I've never heard about it before, except when I was digging to read about stories of people. Data was a failed business empire. But just like Branson, he also went up to become a very successful person. And I read this quote. He said, "It's fine to celebrate success, but it's more important to hit the lessons of failure." So it's a good thing to celebrate when we are doing well. But at the same time, hit what lessons am I learning when failure comes? Because they do come. We don't choose them. They choose us. And all of us experience it, whether we are rich, whether we are poor, whether we are healthy, whether we are sick. We all experience different unique challenges at every stages of life. So we need to understand that no matter the challenge that we experience, we can overcome it. It's fine to celebrate success, but it's more important to eat the lessons of failure. What's the call to action today? Number 1 is refine your craft. Use failure as an opportunity to refine your craft. So if there's something that you're trying to do upon which you failed, learn how to do it better. Instead of allowing failure to stop you, use it as a stepping stone to refine your craft. I give you this, my own personal example. I refined my craft. When I failed the USMLE1 the second year, I learned how to prepare better, refine my craft, and I passed. And of course, it gave me the opportunity to refine my craft as a psychiatrist over 4 years. So the point is you can refine your craft. So use failure as an opportunity to see, what am I supposed to know that I don't know? How can I do better? So that's the call to action for you. As a corporate body of Adapt and Advance, our call to action is to get ready for the launching of the audiobook, which comes out August 1st, 2025. Like I said, as many as can afford it. It's a little bit pricey compared to the ebook, which came out as $1. This is going to be $12. For as many as can afford it in the Adapt and Advance family, even if you've bought the book or ebook, I encourage you to get a copy. Why? Because listening affords you a higher layer of getting books into you. You can listen to it while driving. You can read while driving. Or so I believe. So you can listen to it while driving. You can listen to it while shaving or other things that you do that are, or cooking, whatever it is. You could do all of that. So that's our next thing, is to put it on your calendar for August 1st launch of the ebook and plan to get a copy on that day. We are moving up to 600. Currently, we are in the 500s. Our movement as a body, as Adapt and Advance, is to get the books into the hands of 600 people by August 1st, 2025. So map lamp summary today, meaning making. One of the biggest things is our attitude, according to the books we've read on meaning making in the past. One of the best ways we can make meaning is our attitude towards challenges. So today we talked about attitude towards failure. Should be focus on the bigger picture. There's something below this failure. There's something successful coming out of it. A is action. I'll just give us 2 actions to take today. The first one is to refine your crafts, get better at what you do. And then second, as a body, is to put August 1st on your calendar to get the audiobook when it launches for Adapt and Advance. Number 3 is P, which is planning. Of course, we've got to plan. I gave us many examples of Steve Harvey. I gave us the example of Bill Gates. I gave us the example of Richard Branson. There were people that had to plan in preparation for the future that they eventually had. So you've got to plan something from where you are now, where you're failing or whatever it is, to the next level you want to be. L is learning. I always give us a book. This is a book I've read before and I always recommend it. The Obstacle is the Way, which is I've talked about it multiple times in the past, which fits into the theme of what we are talking today, which is failing forward, paying tuition to the school of life. Learn from your mistakes and start fresh today. So get it, read it if you've not done that in the past. And then Alliance formation, talked about working with other people to achieve our goals. All these people I mentioned, Steve Harvey, Richard Branson, of course, they didn't build their empires alone. They worked together with other people to succeed and to be whatever they be. So plan to work with other people. M is mission statement. All those people, Steve Harvey, Richard Branson, Bill Gates, they all had the mission statement. They had something they wanted to move towards, and that helped to guide them. And peace prayers, I always talk about one Bible verse, and there's a Bible verse that makes it clear to us that if I fall 7 times, I will rise again. Every time I fall, I will rise again. So I want to encourage you with that no matter where you are, you can always rise again. You can always get up from whatever appears like a failure in your life today. Story today is another person whose name is Jack Ma, and who founded Alibaba, which I'm sure most of us are familiar with. Alibaba company. I read about him, and it was like he failed his entrance exams twice into college, and he was rejected. In fact, story had it that he was rejected all the jobs he applied to, 30 plus. He got rejections everywhere. In fact, KFC, there were 24 people that applied, and 23 were taken. He was the only one rejected. But eventually funded Alibaba, which is like a 200 billion US dollar industry right now. When he was going through all that, I'm sure it wasn't easy. I even read that he was rejected by Harvard University 10 times. You just don't know. Don't let anything you experience stop you from moving forward. You don't know the depths and the breadth of the things that are deposited inside of you. And some of those failures might just be preparing you for the big thing coming up. So that brings us to the end of today's video. Like the video, share with a friend that you believe this video will encourage. If you've not gotten a copy of my book, please go get one. The ebook is $1.99. The paperback is $11.99. This hard copy is $16.99, and the audiobook launching on the 1st of August will be $11.99. So get copies, listen to them again and again. We are pulling from the book. The intention of this book is to inspire people. I believe this book is meant to inspire millions of people. We are starting slow. We are currently on 500, but my prayer every day is this book gets into the hands of those for whom God had in mind when He put the idea in my heart. And every day, God is bringing newer people that are benefiting from the book. So let's keep it rolling. And thanks for being a part of this family. Like it, share it, leave a comment. Bye.